Hey everybody, Paul here, coming at you with a crypto coffee update. And it's a little late today because I had a heck of a day. Let me tell you, I had some physical issues where I had to actually go see a doctor really quickly. Luckily, I'm okay. I'm in one piece. I'm still pawing around. And as soon as I got back, I tried to crank up the old workhorse machine, and she wasn't having any of it, so had some physical issues, some technical issues, and whew, what a day. But I'm glad to be here with you guys here. It's a little later, so I got some water, simultaneous sip with me. Now that is hydration. I'm already well caffeinated from the events of the day, so let's go ahead and jump into the news and energize y'all with some information. Bitcoin ETF decision has been postponed, so we can all take a sigh of relief. The markets did react a little negatively. There was a dip in the crypto markets, but overall this does give some time for the officials to figure out what an SEC ETF would look like for Bitcoin. And let's go unpack what the article actually says. In a written memo, the commission determined that a longer period of consideration was appropriate, and that seems reasonable given that over 1,300 comments pertaining to the proposed change in rules were submitted by enthusiastic users. One can only imagine that the SEC is not inundated with that level of enthusiasm too often, so it makes sense that they would want to be as accurate as possible and give some extra time if need be. Just some background, other ETFs are designed to track commodities and other assets like gold or bonds. This article does a great job of examining some implications there. That the advantages is such funds provide a simplified way to invest in commodities without having to worry about constituent units. But since the average hedge fund probably isn't interested in figuring out private keys any more than they'd actually want to possess gold bars or barrels of oil or grain, the actual Bitcoins remain under control of a custodian who bundles them together and issues representative shares. Now that's not necessarily the fungible decentralized future we were promised, so there is some ideological butting of heads, as it were, but nonetheless some interesting developments in terms of the delay. We got more time to talk about it. Also, Coinbase in the news again, almost daily at this point. They just increased their daily purchase limit for US verified customers to up to $25,000. That's a huge increase from the previous, I believe it was $10,000. They announced most customers are going to have their daily limits raised, and they're also going to allow for instant trading, meaning if you load up your Coinbase account, you can trade instantly, making it in a way similar to a traditional exchange. And of course, on Coinbase Pro, Ethereum Classic has officially been launched. Final testing is successfully completed. They're doing that in 4 phases, but before we get into that, they announced via a tweet that Coinbase Pro indeed was accepting ETC, and over time, in about 2 to 3 weeks, once they have enough liquidity, they'll be rolling out the full package. First, they're doing transfer only, like I said, to get enough liquidity. Second is post only, then limit only, and then they're doing full trading where everything is unlocked and good to go. That's all we have for the news today. I'm not going to be doing a coin review today just for the sake of time. Like I said, I'm very much behind schedule given some life things going on. But with that said, we'll be back on our normal track here sooner rather than later, so don't worry about that. But one thing I do have, I could never skimp on it, you guys. I couldn't leave you guys hanging with those sources. You know, I got all of them in the links below in the description. But before we go ahead and wrap up, let's go ahead and look at the events and happenings for August 8th, Wednesday. Do you need smart contracts? A legitimate question. It's a small talk kicking off in Vilnius, Lithuania. Lithuania is becoming kind of like a blockchain center with the capital Vilnius acting like a blockchain city, a major boon to the Baltic state. Going on to August 9th, Thursday, the Block Tech Legal Conference is happening in Chicago, and the Dubai International Blockchain Summit is kicking off, where else? In the UAE, the big old city of Dubai. That's all we have for events, and like I said, all links below in the description, along with a big old list of B-list tokens. They're all fine projects. There's just way too much to talk about with respect to time, and really today, respect to energy, guys. Whew. But with that said, I'm always feeling energized coming out from talking to you guys, getting some good information out there into the hands of the people. Let me know what you thought about this episode below in the comments, and sources, of course. Worth checking out those sources. You never know when your favorite project has something subtle going on under the radar that I may or may not catch. And if there's anything you know of that I didn't mention, hey, drop it in the comment. After all, we got to build this space to be the best it could possibly be together. Thanks so much for watching. You guys are the true heroes of this channel, supporting. After all, I'd just be a guy talking to himself otherwise. So if you can drop us a like on Viewly, we would very much appreciate it. It goes to help support us. After all, we are 100% funded by ourselves and from viewers like you. Feel like public broadcast television over here. But for now, this is Paul with Cryptide. Much love, guys. Talk to y'all next time. Oh, and remember, the tide is rising. Definitely swept me away today.